Netflix's Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story appears to be striking a chord with viewers. Created by Ryan Murphy, the show about one of the most notorious American cannibal serial killers has become Netflix's 9th most popular English-language TV series of all time, in the span of just 2 weeks. Monster has been viewed for 496.1 million hours thus far, with at least 56 million households who have watched all 10 episodes of the series according to Variety. The streamer measures the popularity of their shows by counting hours viewed in the first 28 days, meaning the show still has 16 days to gain an even higher spot on the chart. Starring Evan Peters as the serial killer known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, the show has held the #1 spot on the English-language TV chart since its release, and is also the second most watched English-language series in a week ever, only beat out by Season 4 of Stranger Things. The series debuted September 21 to an audience of 196.2 million. The show chronicles the shocking murders of 17 young men and boys at the hands of the Milwaukee Killer between 1978 and 1991. It retells the story of Dahmer from the perspective of his victims, and explores major mistakes Wisconsin police made in handling the probe of the notorious mass murderer, who made national headlines for acts of cannibalism and necrophilia. The show features at least 10 incidents in which authorities nearly took Dahmer into custody, but didn't, extending the twisted crime spree. Peters recently admitted that portraying the serial killer was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. In an interview with Netflix, the actor, 35, said that he was scared to take on the role due to Dahmer's horrific past, adding that he had to go to dark places during filming to get into the mindset of the killer. In preparation of his portrayal of the infamous murderer, Evan watched the Stone Phillips interview with the real killer, while he read a number of biographies and the 1992 police report of Dahmer's confession. In addition, the star listened to audio of the killer speaking to a psychologist or detective interviewing him, with Evan stating he was nervous about taking on the role as he noted how important it was to give an authentic account to respect the victim's loved ones. He explained, "It was so jaw-dropping that it all really happened that it felt important to be respectful to the victims' families, to try and tell the story as authentically as we could." On how tough the process was, he continued, "Honestly, I was very scared about all the things that he did, and diving into that, and trying to commit to that was absolutely going to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life because I wanted it to be very authentic. But in order to do that, I was gonna have to go to really dark places and stay there for an extended period of time." Evan went on to credit the crew that were on set with him for keeping him stable as he delved into the dark subject for the series. He said, "I have to say that the crew was instrumental in keeping me on the guardrails. I cannot thank them enough, and I could not have done any of this role with them. It was a challenge to try to have this person who was seemingly so normal, but underneath all of it, had this entire world that he was keeping secret from everybody." The success of the series has not come without its share of criticism, as many people took to Twitter expressing disgust over the continued commercial success of the true crime genre, and the traumatic impact it might have on survivors. Viewers also hit out at Netflix for adding an LGBTQ tag to the series. Many called out the streaming platform, who have now removed the tag, saying they were gobsmacked and disgusted at the choice. The true crime series has also been at the center of criticism over the traumatic impact it might have on survivors. The sister of Dahmer victim Errol Lindsey, Rita Isbell, speaking with Insider Sunday, said that Netflix never reached out to her about the series, calling it harsh and careless. "I feel like Netflix should have asked if we mind or how we felt about making it," she said. "They didn't ask me anything. They just did it. But I'm not money hungry, and that's what this show is about, Netflix trying to get paid." In addition to Evan, the show also features actors Niecy Nash, Penelope Ann Miller, Sean J. Brown, Colin Ford, and Richard Jenkins, with directors Paris Barclay, Carl Franklin, and Janet Mock. Miller and Jenkins play the roles of Dahmer's parents, while Nash portrays Dahmer's neighbor Glenda Cleveland, who tried in vain to report his bizarre behavior to authorities. Peters has past worked with creator Ryan Murphy on a number of projects, including 9 of 10 seasons of American Horror Story, as well as the series Pose. Dahmer was convicted of 16 murders in 1992, and sentenced to 16 life sentences in prison. He was bludgeoned to death with a metal bar in November of 1994 by Christopher Scarver, another inmate at the Columbia Correctional Institution in Portage, Wisconsin. The gruesome story of Dahmer has past been chronicled in the 2002 movie Dahmer, in which Jeremy Renner played the titular role, as well as 2017's My Friend Dahmer, in which Ross Lynch played a teen version of the nascent serial killer.